Okay, you are seriously not going to believe the absolute circus show erupting from the White House right now.
Oh boy.
Yeah, just when you think it can't get any worse, they grab a new damn shovel and just start digging.
Always digging deeper.
Always. We're diving straight into President Trump's latest executive orders. These ones are specifically targeting law firms
Hmm.
and the fallout. It's genuinely jaw-dropping. Welcome to the Deep Dive Report Show.
Thanks. And well, immediately striking is just the level of skepticism these orders are getting from federal judges.
Right.
I mean, this isn't just one judge raising an eyebrow. You've got multiple judges looking hard at these actions and basically calling them out.
Calling them out for the transparent bullshit they are.
Yeah, pretty much. Seeing them as, a clear attempt to weaponize the president's power just to punish people.
Exactly. Federal judges cutting right through the obvious smokescreen here. Look at Judge John Bates.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't just hesitate. He actually slapped a temporary halt on the order aimed at Jenner and Block.
A temporary restraining order, yeah. That's significant.
And why? Because, and I'm quoting him here, the whole thing stinks.
He really said that. Stinks.
Yep, stinks. And now the fight's heating up. They're hearing arguments about making that block permanent, trying to stop this authoritarian garbage for good.
And that move, issuing the temporary order first, it signals a really serious legal concern, like a strong chance the order breaks the law. Pushing for a permanent block just underlines how serious the constitutional questions are here.
And it's not just Bates, right? This isn't some isolated thing.
No, not at
No,
all.
we're hearing other big firms like Perkins Coie, Wilmer Hale. They've made the same arguments to other judges.
And those judges.
Apparently damn receptive, according to our sources. So this isn't just one judge's opinion. It's widespread legal worry.
Precisely. The fact you have multiple firms, totally separate challenges, and judges are listening, it really points to a fundamental weakness in the legal basis for these orders.
A massive weakness.
It suggests there's a growing feeling, legally speaking, that these orders just don't hold water.
And during a recent hearing, Judge Bates apparently really pushed back against the Justice Department's defense, called their arguments pathetic claims.
Ouch. Pathetic.
Yeah, and get this. The DOJ actually tried to claim these orders weren't meant to punish the firms.
Seriously?
I mean, come on. If suspending security clearances and killing contracts isn't punishment, then what the hell is it?
It really raises that basic question, doesn't it? The gap between what they say it's for and what it actually does. The impact is pretty undeniable.
Okay, let's break down what these sanctions actually do so everyone listening gets it.
Good idea.
We're talking, boom, suspension of security clearances for lawyers at these firms. Just gone.
Instantly.
Termination of any federal contracts the firms have.
Yeah.
Cutting off potentially huge amounts of money, huge parts of their business.
A major blow, especially for firms doing government work.
And maybe the most insane part, barring these lawyers from even accessing federal buildings.
Think about that.
Yeah, preventing lawyers from going where they need to go to do their jobs, talk to federal agencies, it's crippling.
These are absolutely substantial penalties. They'd cripple any law firm, especially one dealing with federal law or, government clients. Losing security clearances alone, devastating for national security lawyers.
And Judge Bates, he didn't mess around with fancy legal talk. He said it straight out, quote, "It's trying to punish Jenner by stopping the flow of money to Jenner," end quote.
Direct.
Called it exactly what it is, financial punishment. I mean, what other conclusion is there? It's obvious.
There really isn't another logical conclusion.
He even asked, basically, wouldn't any sane client hesitate to hire Jenner and Block if their lawyers can't get into federal buildings or talk to agencies? It's a total no-brainer. Of course they would.
And looking wider, these sanctions, they clearly create a huge disincentive for any potential client. Why risk hiring a firm that might not even be able to represent you properly with the government? Clients would just go elsewhere. It causes massive economic damage, reputational damage. It's designed to hurt.
But then you get Richard Lawson, the DOJ lawyer, trying this absolutely bizarre excuse,
Yeah.
saying it's premature to judge the impact because the guidelines aren't out yet.
Wait, what?
Premature. You impose the sanctions first, sanctions that could destroy a business, then you figure out the rules later.
That makes no sense. You impose sanctions first, guidelines later.
It's completely backwards. Miles ahead of the horse, put in the cart. You're potentially ruining firms before you even have rules.
That argument, Yeah, it seems fundamentally flawed. You announce and implement sanctions this big without clear guidelines. That creates instant chaos, potential for, irreversible harm.
Totally.
It really suggests they care more about the punishment than any kind of considered policy.
And Michael Atanasio, General Block's lawyer, he didn't pull any punches either. He called the DOJ's arguments verbal gymnastics and surreal, which, yeah, sounds about right. Trying to spin this as anything but a targeted hit, that takes some serious mental gymnastics, or just plain dishonesty.
That kind of strong language from Jenner and Block's lawyer just highlights how, absurd the government's position seems. Calling it surreal really points out the huge gap between their official story and the actual impact.
Atanasio cut right to the chase. He said this executive order is designed to do one damn thing. Just one.
Which is?
Punish a law firm, punish it for the clients it takes on, and because it used to employ someone who criticized the president.
Wow.
Let that sink in. Punishing a law firm for doing its job and for who used to work there, that's chilling.
That raises just profound concerns, potential violations of basic constitutional rights like due process, freedom of association.
Absolutely.
If the government really is targeting firms based on clients or political links of their people, that's a dangerous, dangerous abuse of power, weaponizing the government.
And the reporting, it even points to the specific link. Andrew Weissman, remember him? Prosecutor on Mueller's team.
Of course.
Directly mentioned in the order against Jenner and Block. The dots aren't just connected. They're practically a flashing neon sign saying retaliation.
Mentioning Weissman by name, that strongly suggests it is retaliation, stemming from the Mueller probe. It makes it look less like general policy and more like targeting specific people and their connections.
Atanasio put it bluntly. All we need to do is read this thing. Just read the damn order.
The text itself.
Yeah. And his conclusion, it reeks of unconstitutionality and should be set aside in its entirety. Powerful stuff. And judging by how the judges are acting, they seem to agree.
And the fact that every single firm that's challenged these orders has managed to get a temporary block, that's huge.
Every single one.
It strongly signals a fundamental legal weakness in these orders. The courts are clearly seeing the potential for real harm for legal violations.
Meanwhile, you've got other law firms, and you can't entirely blame them. They're terrified of getting their own businesses kneecapped.
Understandably.
They've reportedly opted to preemptively reach agreements with the White House to avoid getting targeted. Think about that pressure. Cut some secret backroom deal or face possibly ruinous sanctions? That's not justice. That sounds like straight-up coercion. Mafia tactics.
And that raises serious questions about the chilling effect, right? Across the whole legal profession.
Yeah.
If firms are scared of retaliation, maybe they won't take on tough cases, controversial clients. That undermines basic access to justice, independent legal help.
Thankfully, some people in Congress are trying to shed light on this. Reps Gerald Connolly and Dave Min sent letters. Sent letters to the firms that settled, demanding details about these backroom agreements reached under pressure. We absolutely need that transparency.
Absolutely crucial.
The public has a damn right to know what deals were cut and how much pressure was applied.
Those efforts by Congress members, they're vital for accountability, for understanding what these actions really mean for the legal system, for the balance of power.
Because when you put it all together, the orders themselves, the judges being so skeptical, the flimsy DOJ arguments, these reports of forced settlements, it paints a really disturbing picture.
It really does.
It looks like a clear pattern. Using the massive power of the presidency to go after political enemies and crush dissent. Can you even criticize the president anymore? Or work somewhere that used to employ a critic without fearing government retaliation? The source material calls it banana republic shit.
Yeah.
And honestly, it feels like it.
This whole situation, it really hits fundamental questions. Limits on executive power, protection of core democratic rights.
Yeah.
If people and companies can be targeted just for, speaking freely or associating with certain people, it just eats away at the foundations of democracy.
The judges, clearly skeptical. The lawyers involved,
Right.
rightly outraged. Any reasonable person looking at the facts, probably furious. This isn't strong leadership.
No.
This is weak, fearful, vindictive bullshit. Transparently so. Just a nasty, unconstitutional power grab.
And the strong language people are using in response, it really reflects those deep worries about abuses of power, about trampling legal norms, constitutional norms.
And you can bet your ass we'll keep calling it out right here on the Deep Dive Report Show.
Keep digging.
So look, it is absolutely vital that you stick with us, keep listening, stay informed. Because this isn't some abstract legal fight happening far away.
No, it affects everyone.
This hits the very foundation of our democracy.
Keeping people informed is just crucial. It's how we protect the rule of law, the separation of powers, everything our system rests on.
So do yourselves a huge favor. Like this video right now, subscribe to the Deep Dive Report Show, and click that notification icon so you don't miss a single damn report on this authoritarian creep.
Stay informed.
We are committed. We're going to keep digging into this mess no matter how deep it goes. And I'll catch you in the next breaking